What if I told you there's an invisible signal controlling your life right now? A signal that decides whether you'll succeed or fail, whether you'll feel anxiety or peace. And the most shocking thing, most of the time, you're not the one in control of that signal. Have you ever felt like you're trying hard, but nothing changes? That your life seems like a repeating movie? This happens because you're tuned to the wrong frequency, a frequency of fear and scarcity that's transmitted by the world around you. But there's a way to turn the tables. In this video, I'm going to show you how to generate a personal frequency so high and so powerful that the reality around you has no choice but to change, almost instantly. And I'm not talking about positive thinking. I'm talking about a proven technique that, if you apply it, will make 2026 a completely different year. Stay with me until the end, because the secret to becoming the source of your own signal, instead of just being a receiver, is simpler than you've been led to believe. If you're ready to change your frequency, comment below, "I control my signal." You believe you are in control, but your life is governed by an invisible signal. Like birds in flight, we synchronize with a dominant frequency in the environment. This force, called entrainment, dictates your thoughts and emotions. Every second, you are being tuned into the vibration of fear, scarcity, or doubt that surrounds you. Your feelings of anxiety and limitation are often not your own. They are merely a reflection of the signal you are picking up without realizing it. Right now, there's a crucial choice. Either you are dragged along by someone else's frequency, serving their reality, or you emit the signal that drags others along. There is no neutrality. Most people live as passive receivers, being pulled by the agendas and fears of others. We believe we are victims of circumstances, without realizing that circumstances are merely the echo of a frequency that has become stronger. True freedom is not about running away, but about generating your own signal. If your life isn't the way you want it to be, it's because the signal you consistently emit attracts exactly that reality. This isn't fault, it's programming. You've been conditioned to vibrate at a collective frequency that limits you. The good news is that this programming can be broken. You can generate such a high and coherent vibration that it begins to influence not only you, but everything around you, instantly changing reality. This influence is an energetic dance that happens before any words are spoken. Each person is an energy field, and when they meet, these fields interact. You feel an immediate connection or repulsion because your energy is reading that of the other. To live unaware of this is to be a boat adrift, absorbing the stress and negativity of the environment and believing that they are your own. You surrender your power by allowing the external vibration to dictate your internal state. The turning point happens when you realize that this dynamic is a two-way street. If you can be swept along, you can also pull others along. By intentionally strengthening your energy field, you become the dominant influence. It's not about manipulation, but about cultivating such a solid inner coherence that your presence naturally elevates and organizes the environment. The answer to doing this is hidden in a simple and powerful principle that nature itself uses to create order from chaos. The answer to strengthening your field lies in the silent wisdom of nature. Biologists have discovered something shocking about schools of fish. They don't have a leader. Thousands of fish move in perfect harmony because they instantly follow the individual with the clearest and strongest directional impulse. It's not the biggest or the fastest, but the one with the most defined inner intention. The certainty of a single being becomes the intelligence that guides the entire group. This principle repeats itself throughout nature, from flocks of birds to social movements. Nature shows us a universal law. The clarity of purpose of a single unit can organize the entire system around it. In the human realm, This means that the person with the most focused and coherent vibration becomes the dominant force to which others unconsciously align themselves. You don't need power or status, you only need clarity. Think of people who seem to make things happen. They possess an unwavering clarity of vision, with their energy focused in a single direction. It is this purity of intention that attracts resources, opens doors, and inspires others to join them. They become the fish that leads the school, not by force, but by the intensity of their inner transmission. The power to influence reality is not something you acquire, but something you unify. The power is already within you, but in most people, it's fragmented by fears and distractions. To become the guiding force in your life, you need to gather this scattered energy and focus it on a single point, deciding its direction with absolute certainty. When you do this, the universe has no choice but to align itself with your new vibration. However, achieving this clarity is the greatest challenge of our time. We live in a world designed to keep us divided and unfocused, bombarded by stimuli that fragment our attention. This invisible force weakens our signal and prevents us from accessing our true power. It is the silent epidemic we need to overcome. The epidemic of the fragmented mind. This clarity that can guide the flock is its greatest power, but it is under constant attack. Imagine your mind as a powerful transmission tower, designed to send a clear and continuous signal to the universe, a signal that shapes your reality. When you are completely focused on a goal, passionate about a dream, your signal is like a laser beam, powerful and precise, capable of creating rapid changes. But what happens in most people's lives? What happens in your life? Every hour, every day. Is your transmission tower operating at full strength, or is it suffering from constant interference? Think about your typical day. One instant, you're focused on the desire for more prosperity and financial freedom. The next, a social media notification flashes on your screen, and your attention is completely hijacked by a random video or someone else's seemingly perfect life. Soon after, an urgent email about a problem at work triggers your anxiety, and your frequency plummets to worry. In a matter of minutes, your mental and emotional energy, which could have been focused on creating, has been scattered in dozens of different directions. Like the light of a lamp dissipating in a dark room, we live in the age of the fragmented mind. This isn't a personal failing of yours. It's the result of an environment designed to capture and monetize your attention. The 24-hour news cycle thrives on fear and outrage, keeping your mind in a constant state of alert. Social media platforms are designed by neuroscientists to be addictive, releasing small doses of dopamine that keep you coming back for more, even if the content is empty. Consumer culture convinces you that happiness lies in the next purchase, keeping your mind focused on what's missing, not what you already have. This constant internal chaos creates a weak, distorted, and incoherent energy transmission. It's like trying to tune into your favorite radio station, but the dial just keeps spinning, producing only noise and static. With such a chaotic signal, how do you expect the universe to receive a clear message about what you want to create? A scattered mind is a powerless mind. And worse, a scattered mind is an extremely vulnerable mind, easily dragged into the dominant frequency of the environment, which, most of the time, is the frequency of fear, doubt, and scarcity. This fragmentation is not an accident. It's a system. A fragmented consciousness is a malleable and easily controllable consciousness. When your mind is divided, you lose the ability to think critically, to feel deeply, and to act purposefully. You become a passive consumer, not a conscious creator. The goal of these external forces is not necessarily malevolent, but it is, by nature, self-interested. They seek to direct your energy, your focus, and ultimately your actions toward their ends, not yours. They need you to stay on the hamster wheel so that the system keeps functioning. Your most powerful protection against this invisible manipulation is not building walls or isolating yourself from the world. That's impossible. True protection lies in cultivating such a strong inner center, such a unified focus, that no external distraction can divert you from your path. It's about learning to be the eye of the storm, calm and centered, while chaos swirls around you. The urgency is not just about creating the reality you desire, but about protecting your mental and energetic sovereignty in a world that tries, at all costs, to steal it from you. Therefore, the first step to unifying your inner strength and beginning to build a powerful signal is an act of radical honesty. It's about looking inward and identifying exactly what is fueling your mind without you realizing it. What is consuming your energy and keeping your transmission weak? Because most of the time, what dominates our thoughts is not the dream we want to achieve, but a silent enemy disguised as a protector, our own fear, which has become an inverted burning desire. To unify your inner strength, you first need to understand what is dividing it. At the beginning of the 20th century, researcher Napoleon Hill, after studying the world's most successful people for decades, reached a surprising conclusion. He discovered that the starting point of all great achievement was not talent, money, or luck, but something he called burning desire. It wasn't a fleeting wish, but a total obsession, a passion that consumes your thoughts and directs every ounce of your energy to a single focal point. It is this intensity that amplifies your vibrational signal, transforming it from a whisper into a powerful call that the universe cannot ignore. The problem is that most people already possess a burning desire, but it's working in reverse. The obsession that dominates their minds 24 hours a day isn't with the dream they wish to achieve, but with the fear of what they want to avoid. The fear of lack of money, the fear of not being good enough, the fear of loneliness, the fear of failure, the fear of what others will think. This fear becomes the main transmission, the recurring thought that loops in the back of their mind, coloring all their perceptions and decisions. It becomes their inverted burning desire, and the universe, in its infinite impartiality, does not judge the nature of your signal. It does not distinguish between what you want and what you don't want. It responds only to the clarity, consistency, and intensity of your transmission. If your strongest and clearest signal is the fear of scarcity, the universe, obeying the law of resonance, will orchestrate people, situations, and events that validate and reinforce exactly that fear. You lose a job opportunity, an unexpected bill appears, a relationship ends, and you look at it and say, "I knew it. Life is hard." But it wasn't life that was hard. It was your signal that made it that way. You are unknowingly using the most powerful force of creation against yourself. Every time you worry, you are practicing the creation of what you don't want. You are mentally rehearsing failure, feeling the emotion of loss before it even happens, and sending that clear instruction to the quantum field. It's like a farmer who, wanting to harvest apples, spends the whole day planting weed seeds with fervent dedication. The harvest will inevitably be weeds, no matter how much he desires the apples. His attention is the seed, and his emotion is the water that makes it grow. The big turning point, the moment you begin to escape this trap, is when you realize you have the power to choose what you feed your attention. It's an act of mental alchemy, the ability to consciously shift your focus from lack to vision. It's transforming the immensely powerful energy of worry into a burning desire for your noblest aspiration. It's stopping giving power to fear and starting to invest that same energy in building your dream. This requires a conscious decision and constant vigilance over your own thoughts. But how do you make that choice when fear seems so real so visceral and automatic? How do you break a pattern that has been ingrained in your nervous system for years, perhaps decades? Trying to fight or suppress fear only makes it stronger. The solution is not fighting, but replacement. You need a tool, a technique that can break the fear pattern the instant it arises, and redirect your energy to a new focus. Fortunately, this technique exists, and it is based on a scientific discovery so astonishing that it proves, without a shadow of a doubt, that your mind is the true architect of your reality. Modern science has uncovered a secret that ancient sages already knew. Your brain doesn't differentiate between what is real and what is vividly imagined. This discovery not only explains why fear is so powerful, but also gives us the key to overcoming it. It shows us that we can literally construct a new reality in our minds first, with such precision that the physical world has no choice but to conform to this new blueprint. And this scientific proof is what we will explore now. The technique for breaking the pattern of fear is based on a truth about your brain that is both simple and revolutionary. In 2009, scientists conducted a study that would forever change our understanding of the mind. They monitored the brain activity of professional pianists and discovered something astonishing. The exact same areas of the brain, the same neural circuits that lit up when they were physically playing the piano, also lit up with the same intensity when they simply imagined themselves playing, with all the details and emotions, without moving a single finger. For the brain, the experience was identical. This discovery has monumental implications. It proves that your brain cannot distinguish a real experience from a vividly imagined one. This explains why worry is so destructive. When you worry about the future, your brain and body react as if the feared event were already happening. Your heart races, your muscles tense, stress hormones like cortisol flood your bloodstream. You are literally living and feeling failure before it even happens, conditioning your body and mind to a state of defeat and building the neural pathways that make that outcome more likely. But here's the game changer. The opposite is also true. If imagination can create the stress of failure, it can also create the biology of success. Elite athletes have known this secret for decades. They use a technique called mental rehearsal, where they repeatedly visualize the perfect performance. They see themselves crossing the finish line, making the basket, lifting the trophy. Studies show that this practice not only strengthens confidence, but can in fact, build new muscle fibers and improve motor coordination, as if they were physically training. They are installing the winning program in their nervous system. This proves a fundamental principle that mystics have taught for millennia. Your mind is the architect of your biology, and, by extension, your reality. You can deliberately use the power of your imagination to build the neural pathways of confidence, abundance, health, and love. You can teach your body to feel the emotion of already having achieved your goal. And when your body begins to believe that the future event has already happened, it begins to operate from this new reality, and you begin to make decisions, perceive opportunities, and act in ways that are aligned with that outcome. You can literally install a new program in your brain. Instead of letting the old program of fear and limitation run on autopilot, you can consciously write a new code, a code of freedom, power, and creation. This isn't superficial positive thinking. It's neuroplasticity in action, the proven ability of your brain to reorganize itself and create new connections in response to experience, whether real or intensely imagined. You become the programmer of your own mind. The question, then, is how to do this effectively and consistently. How do you transform this powerful idea into a daily practice that truly changes your vibration? It's not enough to just think about what you want for a few seconds. You need to feel it. You need to embody the emotion of your fulfilled desire. It takes a practice that involves not only your mind, but your entire being, anchoring this new reality in your body and transforming your vibration from the inside out, in such a profound way that the external world begins to mirror this internal change. This practice exists. It's simple, takes only a few minutes, and can be done anywhere. It combines ancestral wisdom about connection with the power of modern neuroscience. It's a technique designed to unify your energy, rewire your brain, and synchronize you with the frequency of the universe where your desire is already a reality. It's an active meditation that transforms you into the dominant force, the fish that guides the school, and we'll reveal it in detail now. Now that you understand you can rewire your brain, let's get practical. The technique for unifying your energy and becoming the dominant field is a form of active meditation I call schooling, inspired by the collective intelligence of schools of fish. It's designed to be used at the exact moment you need it most, when you feel scattered, anxious, overwhelmed, or when you realize you've fallen into a pattern of fear. Instead of fighting these feelings, you'll use them as a trigger to reconnect with your power. It's a simple act that interrupts the old program and starts the new one. The moment anxiety strikes, stop what you're doing. If possible, close your eyes. But this can even be done with your eyes open in the middle of a crowd. Breathe deeply, slowly, feeling the air fill your lungs. Now, bring to mind the image of a gigantic school of fish moving in perfect harmony. Don't force it, just allow the image to emerge. Imagine yourself as one of those fish, safe, protected, and moving effortlessly with the flow. Feel the strength and security that come from the unified movement, the collective intelligence that guides each of you. Now, let's expand on that feeling. Realize that this connection isn't limited to the imaginary school of fish. You are, at this very moment, connected to a much larger network of energy and information. You are in the great field of life, an ocean of consciousness that permeates everything, connecting you to every person, every plant, every star in the sky. You are not an isolated island. You are an essential and inseparable part of the whole. Feel this truth in your body. Feel the invisible web that connects you to time, to space, and to all the possibilities that already exist. With this feeling of connection established, let's activate the transmission. Continue breathing slowly and deeply. With each inhale, feel that you are drawing into yourself the energy, intelligence, and power of this entire universal field. Feel this vital force filling every cell of your body, nourishing and revitalizing you. And with each exhale, transmit your clear and focused intention. Don't ask, don't beg, declare. Transmit the feeling of your desired reality as if it were already a fact. What are you emitting? Is it the feeling of peace? The vibration of abundance? The certainty of confidence? The calmness of love? Inhale the universal connection. Exhale your personal transmission. Do this for 1, 2, or 3 minutes. Time isn't the most important thing. The quality of your attention and your feeling is. By doing this, you are accomplishing multiple powerful feats at the same time. First, you are breaking the neurological pattern of stress and anxiety, taking your mind out of survival mode. Second, you are activating the principle of neuroplasticity, teaching your brain and body to feel the emotion of your desired future in the present moment. You're not just thinking positively. You're engaged in a process of biological and energetic reconditioning. You are literally building the neurological antenna in your brain that enables it to tune into and maintain a higher, more coherent frequency. You are training your nervous system to feel safe and powerful, regardless of external circumstances. You are becoming, in practice, the fish that knows where to go, whose clarity begins to organize the field around you. By practicing this consistently, even for just a few minutes throughout the day, you will begin to notice a fundamental shift. External reality, which previously seemed solid and immutable, will begin to become more fluid and responsive. Synchronicities will increase. Solutions will appear. The right people will enter your life. This happens because you stopped fighting reality and started transmitting it. You aligned yourself with the frequency of the outcome you desire, and the universe, as by law, must begin to reflect this new transmission. You become the field that transforms the world around you. This practice of synchronization goes far beyond what you can see or touch. For decades, classical science operated under a simple rule. For something to influence something else, there had to be physical contact or a signal traveling through space, like radio waves. If you can't touch or measure it, it's not real. But in the strange and fascinating world of quantum physics, this rule has been completely shattered by a phenomenon that even the brightest minds of the 20th century couldn't accept. It's called quantum entanglement. When two subatomic particles connect, they become entangled, bound by an invisible loop. From that moment on, what happens to one affects the other instantly. Imagine taking these two connected particles and sending one to the other side of the universe. The exact moment you alter the state of the particle that remained here, the other, light years away, responds in the same way, in the same instant. There is no travel time for the information. The connection is faster than the speed of light. Albert Einstein, confronted with this idea, was so perplexed that he called it spooky action at a distance. He died believing it was impossible, a flaw in the theory. He could not conceive of a connection that defied the laws of time and space as we knew them. However, in 2022, the story changed forever. Three physicists, Alain Aspect, John Clauser, and Anton Zeilinger, won the Nobel Prize for proving, through ingenious and irrefutable experiments, that Einstein was wrong. The spooky action is real. The universe is, in fact, connected by an invisible network, a fundamental fabric that is not limited by our notions of space or time. This is no longer an esoteric theory. It is an award-winning scientific fact. The cosmos is a unified field where every point is, in some way, in instantaneous communication with every other point. Now, consider your own consciousness. Your focused intention, your coherent vibration, acts exactly like one of those particles. By practicing schooling and raising your frequency, you're not merely changing your mood or your thoughts. You are sending a ripple through this cosmic fabric, a transmission that travels instantly through this interconnected network. You are altering the field. This is why the right person might call you out of the blue. Or an opportunity you didn't even know existed might arise in another city or even another country. Your inner transformation is not a local event. It is a universal event. Your consciousness is not trapped inside your skull. It is non-local. It interacts with the quantum field at all times. When your transmission is weak and chaotic, your influence on the field is insignificant. But when you unify your energy and transmit a clear and powerful signal, you become an organizing force in that field. You begin to influence people, events, and circumstances far beyond your immediate physical reach, attracting into your orbit everything that resonates with your new frequency. You don't need to chase after things. You attract them through your vibration. This instant connection is your greatest superpower. It means you can begin to change your reality right now, from where you are, simply by changing your inner state. You don't need to wait for permission, ideal conditions, or external help. The power to influence the fabric of the universe resides within you. You are a transmitter in a cosmic network, and the universe is always listening. The quality of your transmission determines the quality of your life experience. You are the epicenter of your own reality. However, this same connection that grants you almost limitless power also exposes you to a subtle and constant danger. If you are connected to everything, it means that everything is also connected to you. If your field is not strong and coherent, this network can become a channel not for you to influence the world, but for the world to invade you with its chaos, fear, and negativity. That is why strengthening your field is not only an act of creation, but also of protection. And as you strengthen it, a natural and powerful defense mechanism begins to operate in your life. This universal connection explains why, as you strengthen your energy field, something curious and powerful begins to happen. Things that don't belong to your new frequency, that don't match your new vibration, will begin to appear more clearly in your life. It might manifest as a recurring problem that suddenly worsens, a person with heavy, negative energy who seems to seek you out more, or an unexpected crisis that arises out of nowhere. In the past, this could completely destabilize you, making you question whether you're on the right path. You might think, I'm trying to improve. Why are things getting worse? But now, with awareness of your field, your perspective changes radically. You understand that these things aren't arising to bring you down, but rather because your inner light is stronger. It's like turning on a bright light in a dark room. Suddenly, you see all the dust and dirt that were hidden in the shadows. Similarly, by raising your vibration, you illuminate everything in your life that is not in alignment with this new frequency. The problems and low vibration people aren't attacking you. They are simply being revealed by the power of your new field. And this is where the ejection mechanism comes into play. Because you are now consciously connected to your inner strength, to your school of fish, you no longer see these challenges as personal attacks. You perceive them as foreign objects, incompatible frequencies that have entered your coherent energy field. And just as a real school of fish, with its unified field, naturally expels a fish of another species that tries to infiltrate, your energy field will do exactly the same. It's a law of physics, the law of resonance. Two very different frequencies cannot occupy the same space for very long. The most incredible thing is that this ejection happens effortlessly, without struggle, and without confrontation. You don't need to argue with the negative person. You don't need to stress yourself out to solve the problem. By simply maintaining your high vibration, by remaining anchored in your center of peace and power through practice, things that don't resonate with that frequency simply cannot sustain themselves in your reality. They lose their anchor point. The negative person stops contacting you. The problem resolves itself in an unexpected way. The crisis dissolves before it becomes a disaster. You stop fighting against problems and begin to become vibrationally incompatible with them. It's a fundamental paradigm shift. Instead of spending your energy trying to fix what's broken on the outside, you invest your energy in strengthening your field on the inside. You understand that the solution to the problem isn't at the problem's level. The solution lies in raising your consciousness to a level where the problem simply can no longer exist in your reality. It's like trying to tune an AM radio to an FM frequency. The connection simply doesn't happen. This explains why, often, when you make a firm decision to change your life, it seems like chaos sets in for a while. It's your old system being purged. Its old energies being brought to the surface to be released and ejected by your new vibrational field. It's a cleansing process. Instead of fearing this period, you can welcome it with gratitude, knowing that it's a clear sign that your practice is working and that you are making room for a new reality, more aligned with who you truly are. Therefore, when old drama knocks on your door, don't despair. Take a deep breath, connect with your inner self, and maintain your frequency. Observe how that which no longer belongs to you simply loses its strength and moves away, expelled by the coherence of your field. You don't need to be a warrior fighting against the world. You can be a beacon whose light simply makes the shadows disappear. And to build such a powerful beacon, you need to understand that each practice, each moment of focus, is like laying another brick in this inner construction. The ability to eject what no longer serves you comes from consistent training. Every time you practice schooling, feeling the energy of the field enter and leave with your intention, you are not just thinking positively. You are literally building an antenna in your consciousness, strengthening your ability to receive and transmit clear signals to the universe. It is a neurological and energetic conditioning. Think of it like going to the gym. Strength doesn't come from a single workout, but from repetition. Similarly, strengthening your vibrational field requires consistent practice. Each session, even a short one, trains the muscle of your attention and focus. Over time, you teach your nervous system to recognize a state of power and peace as your new normal, turning what was once an effort into something automatic. In this process, imagination becomes the blueprint for your new reality. By visualizing and feeling your desire as fulfilled, you create an energetic map that your brain and body follow. Because the brain doesn't distinguish between the real and the imagined, it begins to generate the body's chemistry of success, sending a powerful signal to the quantum field that the change has already happened. With practice, your ability to focus becomes extraordinary, and the voice of fear becomes a whisper. You develop an inner stability that allows you to navigate challenges with confidence, knowing that you are the organizing force in your universe. Your emotional experience of life transforms from reactive to creative. The challenge is integrating this into the daily rush. But the key is not to do long practices, but rather short and consistent ones. Fortunately, there is a way to anchor this practice in something you already do all the time, transforming an unconscious act into a powerful tool. This bridge that connects mind, body, and spirit is the power of your own breath. To integrate this antenna-like construction into your life and make it even more powerful, we can anchor it in the most accessible and fundamental tool you possess, your breath. In countless ancient traditions, from Himalayan yoga to ancient Chinese Taoism, breath has always been revered as the sacred bridge between mind and body, between the visible and the invisible world. It is the only system in your body that operates both autonomously and under your conscious control. And it is in this duality that its immense power of transformation resides. The exercise to unite the practice of schooling with breathing is simple, but its depth is limitless. It can be done anywhere, anytime. Sitting at your desk, walking down the street, waiting in line, with your eyes open or closed. The goal is to transform breathing from a mechanical and unconscious act into a conscious rhythm that keeps you anchored in your center and aligned with your intention, no matter what is happening around you. Breathing becomes your vibrational metronome. Begin simply by bringing your attention to the flow of air entering and leaving your body. Now, align this breath with practice. With each slow, deep inhalation, feel that you are not just drawing in air, but rather the very energy of life, the interconnectedness of the universe, the force of your entire cosmic swarm. Visualize or feel this golden, vibrant energy filling every cell of your being, from the tips of your toes to the top of your head, cleansing, nourishing, and energizing you completely. You are inhaling the power of the quantum field. And with each exhale, equally slow and conscious, transmit your intention. Feel the energy you inhaled now being qualified with your unique vibrational signature and being emitted into the world. What are you transmitting? Is it the feeling of profound peace that calms any storm? Is it the vibration of abundance that attracts opportunities? Is it the unwavering certainty of confidence that dissolves any doubt? Is it the frequency of love that heals and connects? Inhale the universal connection. Exhale your personal transmission. Inhale the power. Exhale the purpose. This simple practice transforms each breath into an act of conscious creation. You stop being merely a product of your environment and become an active participant in the energetic conversation with the universe. The breath becomes your constant reminder, your anchor point. When stress arises, you return to the breath. When doubt appears, you return to the breath. When distraction pulls you back, you return to the breath. It is the thread that guides you back home, to your center of power, repeatedly. By practicing mindful breathing in this way, you are physically altering your body's chemistry. Slow, deep breaths activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system, taking you out of the stress-induced fight or flight mode. This reduces cortisol levels, lowers blood pressure, and promotes a state of calm and mental clarity. You are using a biological tool to create the ideal physiological state for manifestation, a state of coherence between the heart and the brain. Over time, this practice becomes second nature. Your breath becomes the rhythm that sustains your high vibration throughout the day. You no longer need to withdraw from the world to reconnect. You are constantly reconnecting with each inhale and transmitting with each exhale. You become a beacon of coherence, and the universe, which is a great mirror, will begin to reflect this new stability and clarity in ways you may never have imagined possible. And the signs of this reorganization of reality will begin to appear, first subtly, and then undeniably. When you begin to practice consistently and maintain a higher vibration, how do you know if it's really working? The universe is a perfect feedback system, and it will begin to send you signals, confirming that your new transmission is being received and that reality is rearranging itself around you. In the beginning, these signals may be subtle, almost like winks from the cosmos. But as your field strengthens, they will become so clear and undeniable that you will have no way of doubting the power you have awakened within yourself. The first and most common sign is a dramatic increase in synchronicity. Synchronicity is the term psychologist Carl Jung used to describe meaningful coincidences. You think of a friend you haven't seen in years, and on the same day they call you. You need an answer to a complex question, and the next day you accidentally open a book or listen to a podcast that answers your question exactly. You set the intention to start a new project, and the right people with the right skills begin to appear in your life, seemingly out of nowhere. This isn't luck. It's the quantum field rearranging itself to create the path of least resistance for your manifested intention. The second powerful sign is the dissolution of old problems. Issues that have tormented you for years, that seemed like dead ends, suddenly begin to resolve themselves in unexpected ways. A family dispute that seemed irreconcilable calms down. A debt that kept you awake at night finds a creative solution. A chronic health problem begins to improve. This happens because, by raising your vibration, you have changed your relationship with the problem. You are no longer feeding it with your energy of fear and resistance. And without this energy to sustain it, the problem loses its strength and disintegrates. The third and most important sign is not external, but internal. It's a profound shift in your emotional experience of life. You will begin to feel a sense of peace and calm that doesn't depend on external circumstances. Traffic, bad news, the small daily irritations that used to drive you crazy now seem to lose their power over you. You develop emotional resilience, a deep trust in the flow of life. You may even feel waves of joy and gratitude arising spontaneously, for no apparent reason. This is the clearest sign that you have changed your fundamental frequency. Another sign is that people will start treating you differently. People who were previously critical or disrespectful may begin to treat you with more kindness and consideration. This happens because your higher and more coherent energy field silently commands a new level of respect. Your inner self-worth is being reflected in how others perceive and interact with you. Similarly, people and situations that are not compatible with your new vibration will begin to naturally drift away from your life, without drama or conflict. You will also notice that your intuition will become much sharper. You will simply know which path to follow, which decision to make. This inner clarity comes from the fact that your antenna is cleaner and more tuned. You are receiving clearer information from the field, no longer distorted by the noise of your anxious mind. You begin to trust your instincts more and fearful logic less. And you discover that your instincts unfailingly guide you in the direction of your highest good. These signs are not accidents or magical thinking. They are feedback from the universe, tangible evidence that the law of resonance is at work. They are confirmation that your transmission is being received loud and clear, and that the field is moving to match your new vibration. Every synchronicity, every problem dissolved, every moment of inner peace is the universe saying, "I heard you, keep going." And to keep going, you need to transform this practice into a true lifestyle. The key is not to treat these signs as the final destination, but as incentives to deepen your practice. They show you that you are on the right track. The next step is to integrate this awareness into every moment of your day, transforming the elevation of vibration from something you do into something you are. This is how you permanently become the dominant force in your own life, moving from conscious effort to effortless mastery. Receiving signals from the universe is exciting, but true mastery lies in transforming this practice into an integrated lifestyle, making it the dominant field not only during meditation, but in every moment of your day. Lasting transformation doesn't come from sporadic heroic acts, but from small, conscious choices, repeated consistently until they become your new nature. This is where the rubber meets the road, where theory becomes your lived reality. The goal is to make high vibration your default state, not an exception. It all begins in the first hour of the day, what many traditions call the golden hour. Before picking up your phone, before allowing the world's agenda to invade your consciousness, set aside 2 to 5 minutes for yourself. Stand or sit, take a deep breath, and intentionally connect with your school of fish, with the universal energy field. Feel gratitude for the reality you have already created, for your body, for your home, for the simple fact of being alive. Then, set a clear intention for your day. What feeling do you choose to cultivate today? Peace, joy, focus. You are tuning your antenna to the frequency of the day. Throughout the day, the key is to use stress triggers as reminders rather than traps. An annoying email arrives. A negative thought about yourself arises. Someone cuts you off in traffic. In the past, your reaction would have been automatic. Anger, anxiety, self-criticism. Now, you have a new choice. Use this moment as an alarm that says, "Attention, your frequency is dropping. Reconnect." Instead of reacting, stop for a moment. Take 3 deep breaths. Inhale connection. Exhale your intention of peace or clarity. You have just transformed a moment of reactivity into an act of conscious power. Instead of being a passive victim of your reactions, you use each challenge as an opportunity to strengthen your center, like a surfer who uses the force of the wave to propel themselves forward. Every time you consciously choose not to be swept away by the drama, you strengthen the muscle of your energetic sovereignty. you are training your nervous system not to panic at the first sign of turbulence. Over time, you will realize that your stress tolerance window expands enormously. Things that once threw you off balance for hours now affect you for minutes, and eventually for mere seconds. Life ceases to be a series of random and threatening events and becomes a dynamic and continuous conversation between your consciousness and the cosmos. You begin to see everything as feedback. If something good happens, it's the universe confirming that your vibration is aligned. If a challenge arises, it's the universe showing you where your field still has weak points that need to be strengthened, or revealing a limiting belief that needs to be released. You move from a victim mentality to a creator mentality, understanding that everything, absolutely everything, is happening for your growth and expansion. To maintain this awareness, create small anchoring rituals throughout your day. This could be touching a specific object on your desk, looking at an image that inspires you, or simply placing your hand over your heart and breathing. Each of these acts is a micro moment of scholasticism, a reminder to return to the present and reconnect with your energy field. It's like adjusting the radio dial to ensure you stay on the right station. The consistency of these small acts is far more powerful than a long meditation done once a week. By living this way, you are constantly nurturing and directing your vibrational field. You become the conscious gardener of your inner garden, pulling out the weeds of fear and doubt as soon as they appear, and watering the flowers of confidence, joy, and love. You don't wait for external conditions to be perfect to feel good. You generate well-being from the inside out, and then watch as external conditions begin to mold themselves to reflect your inner state. And this inner transformation inevitably overflows, creating an unexpected and wonderful side effect on everyone around you. As you become the dominant force in your own life, one of the most profound and rewarding changes you will notice will not be in your material achievements or your bank account, although those may also improve. The most radical change will be in your silent impact on other people. You become a force for transformation in the world simply by being who you are, by maintaining your high and consistent frequency. Without saying a single word, your very presence begins to raise the energy of the environment around you. You will become the person who enters a tense room and, suddenly, people begin to relax without knowing why. The coherence of your energy field acts like a tuning fork, and the most chaotic fields around you unconsciously begin to tune into your more stable and harmonious frequency. People will feel calmer, safer, and more optimistic in your presence, often without being able to explain why. They are simply drawn to your peace, your clarity, your confidence. You will become the friend others turn to for clarity and comfort. Not because you will have all the answers or solutions to their problems, but because your vibrational coherence helps to quiet the noise in their minds. In your presence, their mental chaos diminishes, and they are able to access their own inner wisdom. You don't give them the fish, you help them find their own fishing rod, simply by maintaining a clear and stable energy field where they can find their own center. Within your family and at work, you become a stabilizing force. During times of crisis or uncertainty, while others are panicking, you manage to maintain calm and perspective. Your stability becomes an anchor for everyone. Your ability to not be swept away by collective fear offers a powerful example and a safe haven for others. You become the silent leader, not through authority or position, but through the strength and quality of your presence. This is the true meaning of becoming the dominant force. This power of influence has nothing to do with control or manipulation. On the contrary, it is the opposite. It is about offering, through your own inner stability and sovereignty, a stronger and clearer signal of peace, purpose, and possibility. You become a lighthouse. And a lighthouse doesn't run along the coast trying to save ships. It simply stands still, shining its light, allowing ships to find their own safe path. In the same way, you don't need to fix anyone. You simply shine your light. This silent influence is the natural result of doing your inner work. By healing yourself, you help heal others. By finding your peace, you offer peace to the world. By freeing yourself from your own limitations, you show others that freedom is also possible for them. Your personal journey of transformation becomes a gift to the collective. You add a note of harmony to the field of human consciousness, making it a little easier for everyone else to find that same harmony within themselves. And this is where the cycle is complete. By becoming a positive influence on others, you further strengthen your own field, creating a virtuous cycle of growth and expansion. You give and receive in a continuous flow. You understand that there is no separation between your well-being and the well-being of the whole. And by committing to this journey, by choosing to be the source of your signal day after day, you are not just changing your life. You are planting the seeds for a radically different future, a future that will be the manifest result of your new vibration. By committing to this practice, by making the daily choice to be the source of your signal instead of a reflection of the noise, you stop waiting for a better future and begin to actively build it, moment by moment, from the inside out. The year 2026, or any future year, ceases to be an arbitrary date on the calendar, full of vague hopes and fragile resolutions. It becomes the inevitable and manifest result of the frequency you have chosen to cultivate and sustain today. The future is not something that happens to you. It is something that responds to you. The most radical and profound change you will experience will not necessarily be external, although greater success, abundance, and better relationships are common side effects of a higher vibration. The most significant transformation will be internal. It will be an unshakable sense of peace permeating your existence, a deep trust in the flow of life that replaces anxiety and the need for control. You will know, at a cellular level, that you are safe and that everything is unfolding for your highest good, even when challenges arise. You will become the person you may have always admired or aspired to be, a grounded, resilient person whose joy doesn't depend on external validation. Your relationships will transform to reflect your new inner coherence. Those based on drama and codependency will dissolve, while new connections based on mutual respect, growth, and authentic love will flourish. You will attract your vibrational tribe, people who resonate with who you have become and who support you on your ongoing journey of expansion. Reality changes instantly because you change. That's the key that many people don't understand. They expect the world to change first, so they can feel different. But the universal law works the other way around. You must first feel different, vibrate differently, so that the world can mirror that change back to you. Change isn't a slow, gradual process that takes years. The frequency shift is instantaneous. It's the physical manifestation of that change that may take some time to materialize. But the original cause, the vibrational shift, happens right now. If you've made it this far, it's no accident. It's a sign that you're ready to stop being a receiver and become the source of your own reality. Your journey of transformation begins now. To seal this commitment to yourself, leave the following phrase in the comments. In 2026, my life will change for the better. If you felt this content brought you value and you want to help this channel grow and spread more messages like this, there's a more direct way to contribute. In the first pinned comment, you'll find a link to support our work. Any help you can give is very important to me and to the growth of the channel, allowing us to continue producing content and reaching more people. But understand, just the fact that you've made it to the end of the video is already a huge help. If you can, share this video with someone you think needs to hear this message. And before you leave, your journey doesn't have to end here. I've prepared a special video for you to take the next step, further exploring how to apply all of this in a practical way. Don't leave yet. Click on the video that's currently appearing on the screen and let's meet there.